And within that context, in the tashri of a hadith, it's mentioned that Hazrat Dawud Ta'i rahmatullah alayh would break his roti into water, soak it in water, and then he would drink. And he would drink the water. Roti na khate the, he would not eat the roti. Kisi ne unse iski wajah daryaf ki. Somebody asked him about this. फरमाया कि इसके पीने में और रोटी चबाकर खाने में कुरान पाक की 50 आयतों का हर्ज होता है. He says that the time it takes him to drink the water compared to the time it takes him to chew the roti and consume the roti, he's able to recite 50 verses of the Quran Kareem. In order to save that time and spend that time reciting the Quran Kareem, he drinks the water but doesn't chew the roti. एक दिन के घर में कोई शख्स आया. Once somebody came to his house. कहने लगा, began saying कि आपके हुजरे की कड़ी टूट गई है. He said to him that the कड़ी is a plank that's placed on the door from the inside to lock it in the olden days. वो फरमाने लगे कि मैंने 20 बरस से उसकी छत नहीं देखी. He says that for 20 years I haven't even seen the roof. ये हजरात जैसे फजूल बात करने से एहतराज करते थे. These people, in the way they used to avoid speaking superfluously or extra things, ऐसे ही इधर उधर फजूल देखने से भी बचते थे. In the same way they used to avoid looking here and there. Hazrat Shaykh Rahmatullah Alayhi in Fadail Ramadan, he mentions about his own Shaykh Hazrat Moulana Khalil Ahmad Saharanpuri Rahmatullah Alayhi about his Ramadan. He also mentions this in Akabir Ka Ramadan, and he mentions that Hazrat Rahmatullah Alayhi, the type of roti he used to chew in Ramadan, and he used to specifically chew a type of roti that was easy to consume. Why? Because he'd quickly eat it and then he'd become preoccupied in his ibadat. So likewise, these mashayikh, they would also, what they ate, what they did, what they spent, they would spend their time in such a way, protecting their time in such a way that they're able to focus on the ibadat and the tawajjuh ilallah. Muhammad bin Abdul Aziz rahmatullah कहते हैं कि मैं Ahmad bin Razin rahmatullah के पास सुबह से असर तक रहा. Muhammad bin Abdul Aziz rahmatullah says that he remained from the morning to Asr with Ahmad bin Razin. मैंने उनको इधर उधर देखते हुए नहीं देखा. I didn't see him glancing from here and there. किसी ने उनसे उसके मुतालिक पूछा. Somebody asked him regarding this. फरमाया कि हक़ ताला शानो ने ये आंखें इसलिए दी है कि इनसे इसकी आज़मत और बड़ाई की चीज़ों को इबरत की निगाह से देखे. Somebody asked him regarding this, so he said that Allah Almighty has given these eyes on the account of, with the reason, with the cause, so that they may see the greatness and the mightiness and the all greatness of things and take lesson and heed from it. जब ये न हो तो वो देखना खता है. He goes that when we're not able to see something from which we are able to see the magnanimity and the greatness of Allah Almighty and take lesson from this, so it'd be wrong to use my eyes here and there. Hazrat Masroor Rahmatullah Alayhi की बीवी कहती है, Masroor Rahmatullah Alayhi's wife says कि Masroor Rahmatullah Alayhi की पिंडियों पर रात भर नमाज में खड़े रहने से वरम आ जाता था. That he says that his calves or the lower part of his legs, due to staying awake in the entire night in worship and standing up, they used to swell. जब वो नमाज में मुनहमिक होते, when he would become engrossed in his prayer, तो मैं उनके पीछे बैठी हुई उनकी हालत पर तरस खाकर रोती रहती थी. When he would become engrossed in his prayer, then I would sit behind him and looking at him and feeling sorry for him, I would keep continuing crying over him. अबू दरदा रज़ियल्लाहु ताला फरमाते हैं कि अगर दुनिया में 3 इज़्ज़त की चीज़ें न होती, अबू दरदा रज़ियल्लाहु ताला says that if there were 3 tasty things, 3 things of pleasure, if there were not 3 things of pleasure in the world, तो मेरे लिए इस दुनिया में एक दिन जीना भी गवारा न था. Then it wouldn't be appropriate for me. I wouldn't even prefer spending one day in the dunya. One thing is, एक सख्त गर्मी के दिन दोपहर के वक्त रोज़ा में प्यासे रहने की लज्जत. He says the pleasure that's felt in extreme heat, to fast during the day and to stay thirsty, and to fast during the day in extreme heat. That's the first pleasure he got. When our fast became in Ramadan, Ramadan fast came during the summer, it became extremely difficult due to, and we wondered when will these days pass and how quickly will they pass to winter. And so they've come to winter. But in those days, this person, Hazrat Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala, he says that he used to take pleasure in fasting on extremely hot days. दूसरी, the second, आखिरी शब में सजदा करने में जो लुत्फ आता है उसकी लज्जत. He says the pleasure felt by doing sajda in the last part of the night. And waking up in the night and then during the last part of the night standing when the entire world is sleeping, quietly sneaking out of bed, going and praying to Allah Almighty and doing sajda, when the entire world is sleeping, just you and your Allah Almighty in the time of the qabr, he says that this was the time when he used to experience extreme pleasure. तीसरी, the third, ऐसे बुजुर्गों की सोहबत जिनकी बातों से उम्दा मेवे ऐसे चुने जाते हैं जैसे बाग से उम्दा उम्दा फल छांट कर चुने जाते हैं. He says the third thing is that the company of such pious individuals, that whose words such fruits can be picked in the way excellent fruit is picked from the gardens and the orchards. He said that, so he's saying his first is fasting on extreme hot day, and it was the most difficult of time. The second is worshipping Allah Almighty in the darkness of the night when everyone's sleeping and doing sajda. And the third thing is listening and the company of such great mashayikh, and then choosing and selecting excellent speeches, excellent aphorisms and comments that they make in the way a person chooses and selects excellent fruit. असवद बिन यजीद रहमतुल्लाह अलैह इबादत में इतनी मशक्क़त उठाते थे कि और गर्मियों में की शिद्दत में रोज़े रखते कि उनका बदन काला पड़ गया था. असवद बिन यजीद, aswad means black, bin Yazid rahmatullah alayhi says, regarding it, said that he would undertake such difficulty, और गर्मियों की शिद्दत में रोज़े रखते थे, and at the same time he would fast during the severe summer months कि इनका बदन काला पड़ गया, to such an extent that his body became black. Alqama bin Qais rahmatullah alayhi ने उनसे पूछा, Alqama bin Qais rahmatullah asked him कि आप अपने बदन को इस कदर अजाब क्यों देते हैं? Why do you punish your body in such a way? फरमाने लगे, he began to say, क़यामत में, on the day of judgment, इसके एहसास के लिए, यानी ये मुशक्क़त इससे उठाता हूँ कि क़यामत के दिन इस बदन को एहसास नसीब हो जाए. He says that on the day of judgment for it to be honored. In other words, he's tolerating all these difficulties so that on the day of judgment, his body, he himself is honored and respected. एक बुजुर्ग का किस्सा है, दिखा है, it's said regarding a pious person कि वो रोज़ाना 1000 रकात नमाज खड़े होकर पढ़ते हैं. He would pray 1000 रकात every day standing. जब पाँव रह जाते, यानी खड़े होने से आजिज़ हो जाते, when they became such that his feet couldn't carry him anymore and it was difficult for him to stay standing, तो 1000 रकात पढ़कर बैठ कर पढ़ते. He would perform 1000 rakat sitting down. असर के बाद आजिज़ी से बैठ कर कहते, and then after asr, with great meekness and humility, he would sit down and say, Ya Allah, O Allah, इस मखलूक पर बड़ी हैरत है. It's surprising, greatly surprising upon this creation कि किस तरह उन्होंने तेरा बदल दूसरी चीज़ों को बना लिया था. How have they have made other things in exchange of you, yani in lieu of you they've made other things, and instead of worshipping you they're falling and they're focusing on other things. कैसी ताज्जुब की बात है, how surprising is it, इनका दिल तेरे सिवा किसी चीज़ से किस तरह मानूस होता है. How can their heart be inclined towards anything aside from you. बल्कि ताज्जुब की बात यह है, rather so what is surprising is कि तेरे ज़िक्र के सिवा कोई दूसरी चीज़ उनके दिल में किस तरह चमकती है. What is surprising कि how can anything aside from you glisten and be bright inside their hearts. Yani only your dhikr and your remembrance should be bright inside their hearts. Hazrat Junaid Baghdadi rahmatullah alayhi फरमाते, Hazrat Junaid Baghdadi rahmatullah alayhi says कि मैंने Hazrat Sarriya Sakhti rahmatullah alayhi से ज़्यादा इबादत करने वाला किसी को नहीं देखा. I never saw anyone doing more worship than Sarriya Sakhti rahmatullah alayhi. किसी को नहीं देखा, किसी को नहीं देखा. उठा 90 बरस तक किसी ने उनको मर्जुल मौत के अलावा लेते हुए नहीं देखा. सरी शक्ति रहमत से ज़्यादा इबादत करने वाला किसी को नहीं देखा. उठा 90 बरस तक, for 90 years, किसी ने उनको मर्जुल मौत के अलावा लेते हुए नहीं देखा. For 90 years, nobody saw him lying down except for that time of his death. Yani when death was approaching and he was lying down, that was the only time somebody actually saw him lying down. But for all those years, he remained standing. 98 बरस, 98 बरस, not 90 बरस, 98 बरस तक किसी ने उनको मर्जुल मौत के अलावा लेटे हुए नहीं देखा. Nobody saw him lying down for 98 बरस. Inshallah, we'll do some zikr right now. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallah wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Inshallah, dhikr here for those people who don't have ijazat is zikr targhibi. The idea is to give us all a taste and a flavor of loud dhikr. This is not zikr islahi, which is what is taught from the mashayikh. The idea is just to give us a bit of a flavor. Shouldn't be done separately, alone, but rather a person should go to a mashayikh and take the dhikr from them themselves. We want to do some bit of dhikr just to give it a bit of flavor. And as a Shaykh Rahmatullah alayh, as a Shaykh Muhammad Zakir Rahmatullah alayh, many of those mashayikh connected to his silsila, during the latter part of his life, he became very upset at the one particular shaba of deen, one particular part of deen which is being neglected, and that was the Khanqai silsila. And he would say that all the kharabi, all the difficulties, all the corruption that's happening inside the work of deen, inside the idaras, inside the organizations, the masjids, madrasas, all these different idaras, he says the reason behind this is because the lack of spirituality and tazkiyat al-qalb, the purification of the heart. And in order to revive this, in the latter part of his life, when he was unable to even read, he gave up teaching. He began traveling from here, there, everywhere, establishing Dhikr Majalis, coming into Europe, Pakistan, India, South Africa, Reunion, many other countries, and writing to all the mashayikh that focus towards this. And it's in fulfillment of that jazba that we carry out this Dhikr Majlis here. Allah Ta'ala give us all tawfiq to carry on, inshallah. So a bit of Dhikr La ilaha illallah, then some Dhikr of illallah, and then Dhikr of Allah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. La ilaha illallah, 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 Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu tabarak wa ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa azwajihi wa atbahi wa sallama tasliman kathiran kathira. La ilaha illallah, 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 Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. La ilaha illallah, 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 Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. La ilaha illallah, 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 Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. La ilaha illallah, 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 Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. La ilaha illallah, 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 la ilaha إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وشفينا وسندنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله 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 سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا وسندنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تبارك وتعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وأزواجه وأتباعه وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا إلا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا وسندنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله الله 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 لا إله إلا الله Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah next week. Jazakallah khair.